Hey everybody out there in the world. I sound super, really genuinely enthusiastic today. This is Bigger Than My Podcast. The only, I'm pretty sure it's the only John Mayer specific podcast out there where we talk about John Mayer and stuff. I'm Jeffrey Michael Widman. I go by many names. And I'm joined today by somebody that was on the first episode. It's a reunion, man.
What's up?
It's the only. You don't even need an introduction. So how's it going?
Yeah, good, man. How are you?
It's Quincy Forte. You
Yes,
do some
sir.
stuff with music like I do. So
Yeah, I dabble.
sorry for playing. Yeah, when I have a guitar in front of me, it happens.
No, I totally understand. I
yeah.
lose all focus.
Today what we're talking about is even more Room for Squares. That is, I think this is a first for the show where we've talked about an album not just twice, but twice in a row.
Right.
There's just a lot to. I mean, this is like his most loaded album because A, it's his life's work technically, and B, it's 13 tracks. A lot of them offer more than others, I think.
Yeah, to say the least.
To say the least. But not just that, everybody offers a completely different perspective on how they receive his music. I know you were on this show before, so you said that Continuum was, I mean, that's like the best one to you, right? The best Mayer album?
Yeah, I mean, just because it's more revisiting it, I would say that it's more evolved, self.
But you still like Room for Squares, right?
I do like Room for Squares, but I was talking to you earlier, and it's just when we go over the rankings later, you'll see that it's hard for me to rank because there's some songs I'm like, ugh.
You skip them when you play the album?
I don't even care, but they're all better than Wonderland, so.
Whatever, man. Goodbye to Wonderland is my number 2 song. No, yeah. For everybody that's wondering, we're going to do rankings again. I mean, it's not. I'm not going to. I already did mine last time. So we're just going to go through yours and then just talk about each song as you list them.
Nice.
But yeah, starting off, I still do that dumb tradition where we answer a question in our airiest Mayer singing voice. If you're cool, if you're game,
dude, I'm down.
Totally do it. Okay, cool. So the question that I came up with today, I'm not big on the question. I don't even have an answer for it. But the question is your dream vacation spot. And if you've already been there, that's fine. That's fine. Just whatever dream vacation spot. If it's like a country or a city.
Interesting.
I kind of came up with a country as an answer, I think. I got a country as an answer.
I don't know. London. I want to go to London.
Every time I do it, I fucking laugh. Every time. I want to go to London.
Yeah, exactly. And that's probably because of a Third Eye Blind song. So yeah.
Oh my gosh. Is that on the first album?
Yeah, but I don't want to go to London. That was.
That's amazing. Mine is Ireland. I've never been there, so I want to go.
Nice. Do you have Irish in you?
That was a little bit. I
nice.
think it's obvious when people see my beard. I got some red in it. People are like, "What are you, a leprechaun?" I'm very confused.
And when I get angry, I get very angry. And I can drink,
Rageful.
and I don't pass out.
I don't pass out, unfortunately, but I do have really bad hangovers. I don't know if that's might be another side of me.
Oh yeah, I'm totally thinking that's the Scottish side.
So I didn't do that area enough. Ireland. There we go. Before we get into Room for Squares, though, did you listen to any of the 4 new songs?
Okay, so the only one I listened to is I guess the one I posted in the John Mayer Bigger Than My Podcast Facebook group. If you're not in it, you should be in it. Following the page, liking the page.
We're on that Facebook.
Yeah, which was it's the R&B inspired one, man. That one's like crazy good to me.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it's called.
Moving on and getting over.
There we go.
Getting over.
Like just the breaks that he puts in there. I'm like, wow, what is this? He went like Keith Sweat.
Did you hear? I don't even know. Should I understand the reference? You know way more musicians than I do.
Dude, like R&B, like Boys to Men era.
Oh,
like,
my bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
That song. I don't know if it's because the album is fresh on my mind, but have you heard D'Angelo's last album?
Dude, I still have not heard that album.
It's pretty damn good, but that's what it reminded me of. The kind of sporadic guitar and how the beat is just solid and the bass is, oh my god, the bass is just owning the shit out of that song.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you heard was that the version that you heard so far was just the live version that he did?
No. I heard the real version because I like that live version so much.
Awesome. But yeah, the bass kicks so much ass. It's so good. I think that's Pino. He's back with the trio on that song. And you can just tell, you can feel it in the groove.
And I was gonna say I'm super super excited about that like him being back with the trio for the tour thing, because that just makes it, and like him being able to play like all the albums plus trio stuff like just that much cooler.
Which makes complete sense because he's going on 6 records now worth of material, or is it 7? Whatever. He has a lot of material is my point, and yeah, he could definitely easily fill 3 hours, and it would be like no time went by at all. So the fact that he's doing the Where the Light Is type of formula of doing solo acoustic, trio, then full band himself, that's amazing.
Well, I was gonna say, is that part of his narcissism though, to where he's like, I'm opening for myself and then I'm closing for myself,
right? He kind of acknowledges that in the Where the Light Is DVD too, like. It's a pleasure opening for myself. That's what he says. That's like his first thing that he says when he comes out to the stage. And I hear I'm a really nice guy. Yeah, I'm just really psyched for that. And yeah, I forgot. Thank you for bringing that up because I almost forgot to bring that up. That's newsworthy that he announced this tour. It's like a limited run. It's like 15 dates, I think.
Right.
In 1 month. And then he's going on tour for a lot of the summer, if I'm not mistaken, with the Grateful Dead or whatever's left of the Grateful Dead.
The rest of the Grateful alive.
Right? Yeah. The Grateful to be alive, and they're going to keep playing. Whatever, that's fine. And he'll probably be back with more dates near the end of summer. Maybe not in the way that he's doing it in April. Maybe not the whole formula that he's going to be doing there. It'll probably just be full band regular.
Right.
That's why I feel pressure to. I'm probably going to take this show on the road, this podcast on the road, and go to like a Kansas City show. I think that one's like 7-hour drive. And I'm
I'm telling you, I should make an email to somebody to get the press pass.
Ooh, that would be cool. I don't know how that would happen with us having like 20 subscribers or something.
Dude,
it's true.
We're just gonna get more buy-in. Yeah.
And I will be going. We'll be me and JD, who I have on here all the time. You guys should go listen to previous episodes if you have not yet. Yeah, we'll be going together on a road trip, and we'll be filming some stuff, like recording some stuff with video. And,
oh, nice! I'm excited.
And do a vlog and put that up on the podcast channel on YouTube. Any platform you guys can think of, the podcast is on it. So YouTube, Facebook, Stitcher, people use that apparently. Google Play.
I have no idea some of the things you're saying right now.
Exactly. And what else is there? iTunes. We're on iTunes. That's a big one.
Do you Snapchat? Are we Snapchatting this?
Oh, good Lord, no.
Okay,
I say that now, but watch it. If this grows, which it is, the following is growing, and it's growing organically. If it grows, man, I would have to get so many social media accounts I don't want to get at all. I'm probably going to have to distribute that among people. Like,
we just went from being sort of cool to sounding like old people bashing, like, Snapchat, I don't get it.
Exactly. Oh, maybe I should put text on this one. I don't understand what's going on.
Wait, where'd the message go? Where'd it go?
I'm a bear and I have like glittery makeup on. I don't understand what's going on right now. I freaking don't understand Snapchat at all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, youngins out there.
I'm with you.
You know what's really cool is that, speaking of the following, the organic following that we've been getting on this podcast, and this isn't like big numbers, but to me it is, because I've went from 0 to having some people that care enough to message me or leave comments that I don't know who they are. And I talked to somebody on the phone today that we'll eventually have on this podcast. He started a John Mayer fan group. I think it's known as JMMA group, John Mayer Music Appreciation. And he like started that thing and ran it for like almost 12 years or so.
Really?
Maybe more than that. And it's up to 4,000 followers on Facebook. And there's a lot of Twitter followers, like 10,000 Twitter followers. He doesn't run it anymore, but the fact is that he has a wide variety of John Mayer knowledge, and we had a great conversation.
Shit.
And he'll probably end up being a guest on the show. Yeah,
so he's like our John Mayer guru. Like, we thought we knew everything, and then he comes in and he's like,
yes.
Bah!
Right.
John Mayer hates chai tea.
And he's a smoother talker than I am. I'm going to give him a lot of credit. Like, as we were talking, I say, on this podcast, I'm guilty of it, and I'm aware of it, that I say a lot and and I use filler words. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I didn't go to communication school. I didn't get a degree in this. I'm just a singer-songwriter who's a fan of John Mayer. That's all this is.
In your defense, he probably doesn't use as many amazing puns as we do.
Oh, he did give that a shout out when we were talking. He was like, "I like those puns that."
Nice.
I was like, "Those are never gonna." He was like on the 3rd episode, and I was like, "Dude, it gets worse." It never stops, because that's the way this wheel keeps working. But I'm super happy to have people like that reach out to me, like knowledgeable people that ran giant fan groups reach out to me. Which is awesome.
Dude, I think that's huge. I mean, even, 2 or 3, people who are responding and interacting and taking notice. I mean, that's better than, us talking to ourselves. And when we started this on your post on Facebook, like, who knew that it would even turn into 5 episodes or 7 episodes, So
exactly.
Hey, I think we're winning, like, at this point.
Dude, me too. And it's one of those things where, like, I'm not. I mean, I didn't start it thinking I was an expert on John Mayer at all. It was just the fact that I kept posting for like a week straight, maybe not every day, but people were noticing a trend with my John Mayer fandom. Like, maybe it was a phase at the time. It's certainly not now. But I just couldn't stop listening to like Continuum for some reason. Stop This Train specifically, and talking about how much that song meant to me. And it was just like, why don't we just find an outlet for it, considering... you and JD and other people that I've had on here that are like writers or songwriters that took from his music in one way or another. Not took as in stole, but like were influenced by it.
I did steal some chords. I mean,
in a
not
meaningful
gonna lie.
way. I totally stole from him though, big time. That's all it is. I didn't mean to like be the guy that I didn't mean to intend to be the guy that runs it like. Oh, it's only me that can talk about it or whatever.
Right.
But,
I'm just
a big fan, and I had the resources to do it, so I just did it.
When we blow up and get all the followers, you're going to be like, no, those are my people. Those are my people.
There are people on YouTube. YouTube specifically gets more international comments. Like somebody from Australia posted in there. They're a youngin'. They're like 18 or something like that. And they just started listening to John Mayer. So like that's really cool to hear that he still has reach in the younger demographic.
Right.
And then you have somebody from Ireland was messaging me on Facebook saying, "Hey, I should share this this podcast to the Facebook group," which I just joined. I'm trying not to spam immediately after joining a group.
Wait, what is this group?
It's John Mayer Knows Best, and it's like 4,000 something people in there.
Nice.
So it would be a good audience, I think. John has a very serious, passionate fan base, and they've all been so freaking nice so far. I don't really expect that to last because it's the internet, but you never really know. You never know.
Well, I mean, they listened to episode 1 and we're like appreciating / talking shit about.
Yeah, we try not to suck the metaphorical, too hard. But there's no denying the way this dude's music impacted and formed a lot of my state of being in songwriting.
And so let me intervene a little bit, and
Yeah.
so I was interviewing for a position at work, and it's a digital marketing position, right? And so I had to do a presentation, and I was kind of going through, how I learn and how I'm doing reading books and doing all that stuff, and I listen to podcasts, and so I had taken a screenshot of my list of podcasts that were on my phone. And I was like, oh, so look at all these marketing podcasts, yada, yada, yada. And then I was like, oh, that John Mayer podcast that's there, I happen to be on that too. And I was like, it's like a secret obsession of John Mayer. They were like, well, if you're on the podcast, it's not really secret. And I was like, well,
It's not.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah, we kind of outed ourselves from the first episode. And the fact that I post about it, I don't want to say incessantly, but I started, what we do whenever we start something like a venture, like a podcast or a website or writing or whatever, like
Right.
I do, and like you do with music, you share it from your page. So people know that I'm a John Mayer fan now if they didn't before. Which, when I was in high school and when you and I met, there was no question I was a John Mayer fan. But it was like since over the years, not that I've fallen out of love with his music or anything, but I just talked about it less and became into other things, whether it was movies or other musicians. So it was kind of a mystery.
Yeah, I mean that, and it's not really, befitting or becoming of a what are you, almost, you're 30, right? You're in your 30s, right?
Yeah.
To be like, oh, I love John Mayer, and just like have like glittery eyes and stuff like that when you talk about him anymore. That was cool in your 20s.
Yeah, that
But,
was cool in my 20s. In high school, driving around in my horrible 93 Dodge Shadow that pretty much died before I got a new car. And just jamming out to Any Given Thursday, learning those guitar parts. It's not the same, but
No, not now.
at least now we can. Maybe the years have given us some objectivity in terms of, or maybe it's subjectivity, because we don't. As we're going to talk about with Room for Squares, we don't love every single freaking track that we come across,
Right.
which is, I call that being fair. And I think My Stupid Mouth is a forum that I'm on a lot, and that's where my fandom kind of grew in terms of the community and stuff, the fan community. On there, they are relentlessly honest about John's music. You would think everybody there, because it's a John Mayer forum, would be like, oh, those 4 new songs are just the most amazing songs ever, but I'm pretty sure it was like a 50-50 split, man. There were people that were just like, I hated all of it. There were people that were like, I love 2 of them.
Right.
And then there's those like me that have listened to it 80 times, and they just get better with each listen, in my opinion. Whatever. They're great songs, everybody. You should go listen to those and find us. Go. My point is I appreciate all the love, too. Seriously, it's really reassuring that we're not just just screaming into nothingness. Screaming.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, and the fact that it's not just compliments; it's the fact that people want to interact. That I always encourage that. So please keep doing that. This is where we pause for an applause break. Okay, I assume everybody's done clapping now. All right, so the next segment is Mayer Quote of the Episode, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to run out of these soon because I'm running out of interesting quotes, like out-of-context quotes to add in here. This one is applicable to real life completely, more so than I could. I don't think I could relate this back to Mayer's circumstances at all. But yeah, the quote is, I hate being the heartbreaker. If I date somebody and it doesn't work out, it's just another nightmare for me. Or not just another, it's another nightmare for me. I think this is just on terms of it being a relatable quote. I don't know what he was going through when he said that, because again, this is out of context. There's no year attached to the quote. He might not have even said it. I don't know.
It wasn't him at all.
Yeah, it wasn't him at all. It was like Gorbachev or some shit.
Right.
But yeah, completely relatable. 100% another nightmare. I don't know how you feel about that quote. You're in a good situation now, but before.
But I've never been a heartbreaker either, so I can't relate.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
I've done it once, and it was, or maybe twice, but it was bitter. It wasn't like, oh, this is going to be tough. It was kind of like, I know where this is going, and
Right.
one of them was extremely, I don't want to say devastating. Devastating is the wrong word. I was cheated on. Let's just say that.
Well, I mean, since we're being honest, I mean,
Right. So, I mean, it came easy. There was no heartbreak on my end. That's for sure.
right?
Maybe regret on her end, and that's pretty much it.
I didn't mean to. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. Let's not dive too deep into psychological issues.
Right, exactly. But I try to picture myself as the dude that like has to, even though there's nothing tangibly wrong with the relationship, you're like, this isn't gonna last any longer, so I feel bad wasting this person's time. Can't even picture that scenario. Sorry, just can't. So John, you're alone on this episode.
Right?
We'll circle that quote and come back to it some other time. And then I'll just run into the next segment. A lyric of the episode. Do you have a favorite lyric from this album in particular?
Dude, I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna ask me that.
You mentioned your favorite from Belief in the last episode, and I remember that.
Yeah, so I don't have a particular lyric. I mean, just like the entrance of just my stupid mouth got me in trouble.
Yeah.
I said too much today because I tend to say too much all the time.
Yeah.
Or I don't say enough to where, like in the middle of the song, I'm super awkward, and I'm not saying anything, and I'm just, fiddling or, so
exactly.
it's just,
he paints that picture so perfectly in that song throughout the rest of it.
Oh yeah, totally. So I would say, I mean, just that, that first line of my stupid mouth is ridiculous.
Yeah, I love it. When you look on the surface of it, on the title of the song, that's one of those things, man. My first exposure to him was just watching No Such Thing music video, like I've said on this podcast before. And I was firstly taken aback by what he was doing on the guitar. I was like, those aren't G chords. What is he playing?
Right.
So I took it upon myself to learn whatever the hell he was doing because I was still in that impressionable learning stages of guitar, where I could adopt a new habit and it wouldn't seem out of turn. But yeah, seeing like the song titles that he had on this album, I was like, my stupid mouth. That's probably gonna be terrible.
Right.
And then I see Your Body's Wonderland, and I'm like, oh, that's got to be awful. Judging songs by their titles, it's fun. It's a bit.
And then I was gonna say, so the genius of that song, I will get into it when the rankings, but the genius of that song is the one more thing to where like you're like, oh, the song died down, it's over. I'm not gonna say anything ever again.
Oh my God, yes.
But one more thing.
Yeah.
Why is it my fault? Like.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I talk about that with my friend Gabe was on the last episode, and we talked a little bit about Room for Squares.
I like Gabe. I've listened to him.
Gabe's a cool dude. I've known him since high school,
so
man. We actually connected because of John Mayer. Like we talked about it in our first episode where we talked about the John Mayer trio, where he auditioned at the talent show for our high school with Y Georgia, and that's when I approached him and I was like, dude, John Mayer's amazing. I'm still learning all of his stuff. I was still obsessed with his music at the time, so it was an easy conversation starter. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, we're in history or some government class together." And I was like, "Holy shit, we've been in class together this whole time and never talked to each other." And we sat like right next to each other because our last names were very close to each other.
Right, that's awesome. That was back when spiky haired Jeff.
Oh my God, it was back when hair Jeff. Period. To ruin the facade anybody might have had of me, I'm balding, overweight, have glasses.
Google 1,000 Miles from Home, Jeff Widman.
Oh yeah, it's to see me from like 10 years ago where I did have a little bit of hair and I weighed less. I'm not like 500 pounds. Don't put a What's Eating Gilbert Grape image in your head. It's not what's happening here.
As he's eating a cheeseburger.
It's like when Jonah Hill did 22 Jump Street. Okay, picture that. Because he was still a little bit overweight, and he wasn't as skinny as he was in 21 Jump Street, but he wasn't as fat as he was in Wolf of Wall Street.
You
know what
or
I mean?
what's the other one? The War Gods?
War Dogs?
Yeah.
Massive in
Holy,
that movie.
holy
It's like,
shit.
holy shit, dude. Not to I'm not saying that to body shame, it's just he's been all over the map.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Whatever, that got away from me. Anyway, my point is, Jonah Hill's still hilarious and a talent, and he's Oscar nominated twice. So, who the fuck am I? I'm nobody. So it doesn't matter. Anyway, great lyrical choice. How did you didn't come across this album first, right? Did you come across something else first? And then you backtracked to Room for Squares, or
No, I came across Room for Squares first. It was my first introduction. Yeah, so we did talk about this in the first episode. Mm-hmm. So I hated it because the only song that I knew was "No Such Thing," mm-hmm. and I couldn't stand that song. Damn. Couldn't stand his voice. But so I wanted to bring this up as a talking point mm-hmm. because I wanted to kind of paint a picture of everything that was going on in the time of 2001 when Room for Squares was released. Mm-hmm. And so, dude, listen to some of these albums that were released, and you can kind of see like my style and what I was listening to. So you have the Weezer Green album.
Yeah.
Incubus Morning View.
Oh yes, great album.
Jimmy Eat World Bleed American.
Oh my god, that was a good album, dude.
You see what I'm saying? And you have Strokes, Muse, Origins of Symmetry.
Ooh, that's my favorite. Holy shit, that album. Oh, System of a moment right now.
Dude, System of a Down, the Toxicity album. Mm-hmm. You got Jay-Z, The Blueprint. Saves the Day, Thursday, mm-hmm. Sum 41. Like, so that's that whole era. And so that's kind of, I was in college and I was in a different mindset. I was listening to a lot of rap, but listen to Jack Johnson, Brushfire, the Fairy Tales album.
Yeah, that was a great album. That's my favorite of his.
And Alicia Keys, Songs in A Minor. Dude, like, so I was not even trying to listen to this John Mayer fucker. Like,
that's fair. When you consider the inventory, that's totally fair. I get that.
Right. But then, once I started, I think actually the song that totally drew me in was Neon, dude. Like,
oh my god, yeah.
I was like, oh, let me listen to the rest of this album. Let me see what this is talking about.
Was it the acoustic version that you heard first, or was it the full band electric?
It was the electric. I mean, this is, to put some more in context, this is back when there was a maximum of a 2 gig hard drive on a computer, so there was no looking up the acoustic video version. Like,
yeah, I know what you mean. Trust me, you're speaking my language. Neon was just, man, it was incredible. I think it was I don't even think I touched this album for at least as a whole for a while. Like, I was exposed to No Such Thing. I was like, cool, great, that's a great song. And then in high school we had internet for some reason. That wasn't watched as much. Like, not that we could go get porn or whatever, but the fact that we could go get music.
Right.
And
Napster.
Stuff like that. Well, we couldn't go to Napster, but like streaming sites. And because streaming sites were like just starting pretty much. And I remember going back there and listening to Inside Wants Out would pop up the most. And that's where I would hear, the acoustic Neon. That shit blew me away, dude. I listened to that so many times. I still can't even... I half play it. Like, I've seen so many YouTube videos of actual guitarists that can play it. So, when I play it, I want people to know that it's half-assed. Like, I acknowledge that from a musician perspective. From a fan perspective, do not be impressed.
My dear Lord. That's how I feel with Warehouse.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Shit, that one's hard. That one is any Dave Matthews song where it's like rhythmically just supposed to be fluid. I have a hard time with. Like The Stone. Fuck that.
No, that's what I'm saying. It dies at Warehouse for me because like Stone, Dreaming Tree, even there's one on like the new album that I'm just like, nope. I'm gonna stick with my Warehouse.
Yeah, Warehouse is really fun though. It's just, oh man, it's so fun. I love that song. Yeah, Dave Matthews was what I was listening to the most before John Mayer. And I think I was learning all those crazy chords that he plays. Like, I was definitely learning all of that stuff.
Well, and for me, I was gonna say, I think it was more. I shouldn't have an appreciation for the acoustic you know what I mean? Like the instrument as a whole, because I'm sitting here trying to learn Tool songs on the electric guitar, and I'm like, oh man, electric, distortion. This is where it's all at.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that has something to do with my age, me being 18, 19.
Yeah.
When this came out and stuff like that. So,
man, I didn't hit that period until my 22 or whatever. Whenever I joined 1,000 Miles from Home, they were like the first ones to be like, we're going to play some rock music and it's going to be electric, distortion, all that shit.
And loud as shit.
And loud as shit. Guys, we were so loud. Oh, man. I think I lost hearing like permanently, at least partially, for the rest of my life because of those gigs. Especially Curtain. Curtain Club was so unrealistically it was just unneeded. It's how loud it was there.
Dude, they have one of the best sound systems in Dallas. Shout out to the Curtain Club, by the way.
They do, but it's so loud. Especially if I went like nowadays. Now that I am 30, I'd just be like, "Can we turn it down a little bit? It's so loud." In my old guy voice.
Dude, I feel you. I don't even like people touching me at concerts now. I'm like, what?
That's why I haven't.
Can we sit down and listen to this music and just like?
Yeah, exactly. When I play gigs, I don't know. It's like a Talladega Nights scenario where if somebody were to come up to me and talk to me about what I played, whether it was good or bad criticism, I don't know what to do with my hands. It's just awkward. It feels unnatural. I don't know, man. It's nothing against people that do say positive things about me or anything. It's just me
Jeff
in
just
those environments.
doesn't like people.
It's strange because maybe it's because been living alone and I enjoy it. Maybe a little too much.
Dude, you should just live stream concerts from your living room. Like, I mean,
might as well.
That way you don't have to talk to people.
And I can just pretend they're applauding. Thank you.
That's awesome. Jeff's next podcast, solo concerts.
Exactly. And instead of being like when any other musician does live from YouTube or something, and it's an actual concert, it's literally just me in my room or something. No applause. I'll just like cue applause from some soundboard or something.
But you should totally be disheveled, like just like a t-shirt and like a robe, like not shaven. Like, don't dress up. Be yourself, Jeff.
I had no promises. I might even be shirtless. I don't know. That would detract viewers. That would like totally subtract them. Don't dwell on that look, everybody. Just even though I've described myself, to try not to think on it. Anyway, so we're gonna go into ranking the songs now. This is pretty much just your list, and I'll tell you whenever you list yours. I'll be like, oh, that's higher for me, or it doesn't matter because I already gave my list. So, I mean, I'm not going to leave you in the dark. I'll tell you my rankings, but I won't do it in the traditional way. So what is your number? Well, I mean, I assume you're like number 14 is that untitled blank track that he left in there. Between what song was it? That right before the end? Not Myself and St. Patrick's Day. I think it was between those two.
Yeah. So, yeah. No, wait, no, I would say that's number 13 and Wonderland is number 14.
Oh my God. I prefer silence over. Oh my God. That's funnier than hell.
No.
Look, I enjoy playing that song, but yeah, go ahead, man.
No.
How do you feel about this?
Can we do it like, let's do it, not Leno style. Who's the other guy? The other, Letterman style. Let's go down, like start from the bottom.
Yeah, that's what we're doing, right?
Oh, I thought we were going all the way or starting at number 1. Okay, yeah, let's count down.
At the bottom, number 13.
All right, yeah. So number 13 is Wonderland.
What? No, I'm kidding. Act all surprised.
Well, number 12 is Love Song for No One.
Oh, interesting. I got that at number 10.
I mean, it's still at the bottom.
Dude, these are all interchangeable at this point.
Yeah. We'll talk about it once I get to the end. But yeah 11 is No Such Thing.
Oh, man, that's way higher for me. It resonated. It resonated with me. I gotta admit.
I still can't get past his voice.
Really?
Like, okay, so
you can't
I will
get
go
through
ahead.
The top of his lungs.
No such thing. But I think the key thing for this album was the jazz and dissonance.
Yeah.
So I love that, like guitar wise, music wise, throughout the whole album. But just like some songs, his voice annoyed me more than others.
Interesting.
Like it was just like I guess if you're thinking country, how they don't really have to talk with a super twang.
No,
but
yeah, that's a choice.
yeah. So I'm like, dude, some of these you're like talking with a regular accent, but then some of them you're like super airy.
Whatever, man. You hate John Mayer. I don't even know why I have it. No, I'm kidding. See, we're not ass kissers, everybody.
Yes. Because the airiness does go away on future albums. I just want to point that out too.
It does, yeah. As he performs way more, he gets stronger as a vocalist. That's for damn sure. Up until the surgery happens, but that's fine. He improved eventually. But that was your number. I forget. Number 11 was No Such Thing. Yeah.
Yep.
What was your number 10?
Great Indoors.
Ooh, I got that one. I feel like that's a completely underrated song, so I put that like at number 4.
Really?
Yeah, man. I like the lyrics a lot. Even though the beat is kind of, it's just kind of stagnant.
80s.
Yeah. Is that 80s?
Well, yeah. I just couldn't get into it. I mean, that's even like number 8 and 9, like 3 by 5. I'm not really a fan. Like, so I think past 7, like 7 and down, I was just like, meh. Let me just write some stuff down. Because
3 by 5 is like my favorite song off of this album.
Really?
Unquestionably, yes. Unquestionably. Man, we wax poetic. I'm glad we had you on this episode, man, so you can provide a different perspective on this.
But why? Why would you say it's like your favorite?
Because of how relevant it is about the... first off, musically speaking, in the Capo 8, I don't know many musicians that write in that area and play the chords that he played. Because it's not just your stereotypical G. I mean, he plays a G chord in it, but it's not your stereotypical G, C, A minor formula that I'm used to seeing when you capo that high.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only chord you could probably play.
Yeah, he does kind of keep it in the lower neck register, but at the same time, he's still kind of going up higher. What is it? I forget how high it is. That's probably the highest chord. But yeah, it's I mean, it's just about the lyrics about taking in a moment for what it is instead of, it's kind of like the Clarity song. Taking in a moment for what it is, except in Clarity, it's about losing the moment, and in this one, it's just about being in it without having to take a picture of it. And I felt like that was, I mean, it was relevant then for just when people had cameras and they felt the need to take pictures of everything they were doing. And now it's relevant because of phones. Everybody has to watch something through their phone. Even concerts, they're always got their phone up filming stuff. And this one is I think this is relevant to that.
Well, I was going to say, so with that, do you think that, I mean, sidetracking a little bit, that's probably the reason he decided to go back and revisit and play some of these albums and do, like, so a lot of these older songs, too, just because, like, a lot of the stuff that he was saying sort of was prophetic when people thought he was crazy and just, this, idiotic little kid.
Possibly. He's mentioned, this was in an interview, I think this was pre-Continuum, so, I mean, we're talking years ago. Over 10 years ago now, which is crazy. Where he talked about writing 3 by 5 and how immensely proud as a songwriter he was that he wrote that. I should say a lyricist, more so. He was like, that's like the song that he, like, sits down to write a new song, and he's like, there's no song that's ever going to be as good as 3 by 5 in terms of lyrically speaking. The way he describes,
I could see that. The
way he describes the mountains and how they look like clouds and stuff, which is a totally real thing if you've ever driven to Colorado. You're on the drive. You're like, is that a cloud or a mountain? I'm very confused right now.
Where am I at in my life?
There's other lyrics in there too about which I didn't fully grasp when I was a dumb young kid because I was a dumb young kid. But when he talks about seeing something through both his eyes. And how that's really just creating an image of somebody that's, when they snap a picture, they're closing one of their eyes. Which is, I thought that was a clever way to say that. Hoping I would see the world with both my eyes, that part.
Well, see, I do like today I finally overcame trying to fit the world inside of a picture frame.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the message in it a lot. Yeah, that's probably one of the main reasons that I tell people that I go out of town to like, I spoil like I guess I'm going to spoil what everybody has, whatever perception people have of me, but I go ghost hunting sometimes. Sorry, it's just fun, and
Right.
it's not professional like crazy professional where I take it super serious, but I don't take pictures like and share it at all. I just go experience it.
Right.
Which is kind of, I guess that's weird because the main reason people do that is to get evidence. But I don't know, this 3x5 just instilled in me this weird philosophy now of just living it, and instead of trying to capture it in a picture frame. Like he literally put it in words, which is crazy because he talks about this entire song like not being able to put it in words.
Right.
Maybe I'll tell you about it when I'm in the mood to lose my way with words. But right now, not so much. I'm just going to reminisce. But yeah, Clarity is like kind of like the opposite a little bit, where he's like in the moment. He's put the camera away. 3x5 has happened, but he doesn't know how to stay in it, which I think that's pretty profound. That song deserves its own episode, if I can be honest.
Put me on it. I'm in.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Clarity, man. When I do a Clarity episode, I'm going to get like 5 people on it. A Clarity roundtable.
It's going to be the last episode. Everybody's going to fight, and no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're all going to end up fighting over the internet somehow. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, Twitter beef. We're going to start a Twitter beef. We should start a singer-songwriter Twitter beef.
A singer-songwriter Twitter? Yeah, why not? I got nothing else going on. What are you doing?
I'm gonna love the hell out of this song. I'm just kidding. Oh, so number 7 is St. Patrick's Day.
What the fuck? It's like you're taking the ones from my top 2 and like... That song is so good! Oh, it hurts.
It really is. But like so my like I'm taking a whole equation, like lyrics, like, you know, music and just like mood. Like, so I can, looking at my top 5, I can kind of see why I really love Continuum, just because of the melodic tone of a lot of the songs that I chose.
Right. Is it fair to say that you love like more songs on Continuum than on this album for sure?
Oh yeah, Continuum. I'm listening. I do the whole freaking album.
Oh, okay, like, cool. Yeah, I mean, it is a perfectly structured album, to be honest.
I mean,
even when you put that cover in there, it was just perfectly placed.
I mean, so you know, for me, it's between that and Heavier Things. So I'm just like, dude, between those 2 albums, once he, you know, came into his own, I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like, I can't choose a favorite kid. You know.
St. Patrick's Day feels like an epic to me, a very sad epic. It's very honest to the point where it hurts about the phases of a relationship. But, yeah, and musically speaking, like having learned this song, I mean, each phrase, I guess, the verse, then you have like the pre-chorus and after the first verse, the chorus itself, and then the second in the bridge. They all have completely different chords. It's crazy. Like, none of it repeats itself, which takes balls. And they're all weird jazz chords that are incredibly hard to play. So from like a playing perspective too, there's that.
Now I have to go back and listen to that, because it's like an ear trick, because the bass and all that stuff, it's pretty, you know, it seems pretty consistent. But
yeah, the bass seems very basic. Get it? That's a pun if I ever heard one. Bass. Literally, it's just E and A almost. It feels like for the bass, and the drums don't have to do much. Honestly, this song could have just been guitar and organ, and I would have been happy.
Right.
Because that organ is killer.
Yeah, no, and now I have to go back and listen to it for the guitar part. I had no idea. I didn't even know that. That may change my ranking.
You can just like look at the tab and be like, "Fuck that."
Right.
It's hard to remember, dude. I remember playing that at open mics only for the pure challenge of it. Even though I do love the song too, lyrically speaking and melodically. Is this one of those songs though where it's like, not that it's still pretty high? It's middle, right? It's middle.
Yeah, yeah.
So you didn't find his voice as annoying here as you did elsewhere.
Oh no, dude! I'm telling you, from 7 like down,
Yeah.
everything. I was just like, man, I don't really care. Like it, but like these top 7, I feel pretty strongly about. But then again, it's like hard to be like, which one's your favorite kid out of these 7,
I know what you mean.
So.
Man, I gotta have you on here whenever I do. I'm gonna probably do another several episodes for Continuum. Have you try to rank those songs. Good luck with that. That shit's gonna be hard.
I'm gonna need a month of show prep.
What did you have after 3 by 5?
So 83.
Oh, I'm sorry, St. Patrick's Day, and then 83 was at number 6 then, right?
No, 83 was at number 9. So yeah, sorry, St. Patrick's Day was 7. Why Georgia was 6.
Oh, okay. So 83 was 9?
Yes.
Oh, we missed it.
Yes.
Or I just might have been talking over you because Skype has a delay. Sorry about that. 83 though, man. I guess we kind of skipped that one, but that one's pretty good. It's solid. It's about where it is for you, for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like 7 for me, but it's not because I like the idea of feeling nostalgic. But like, I don't know, song-wise, it's okay. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And the end is like 2 chords the entire way through.
Right.
But I do like that's my plastic in the dirt. That's a great lyric. Everything else is incredibly personal in this song to where it's like I can't identify with any of this.
Well, I was gonna say for me, it was like label involvement. Like, hey, why don't you write this song? Why don't we try and make you this person sort of thing? So I don't know. It felt kind of personal, but at the same time, for me, it felt forced. And so I was like, I'm not really feeling that.
There's a lyric in there from the last episode. I chose the lyric of the episode from this song, and that's most of my memories have escaped me or confused themselves with dreams. I'm at the age right now where that's like a very real thing.
Damn.
It hurts to think of that, but I mean, he wrote this before he was my age, so how did he write this? I don't understand that.
He's an old soul, man.
He's always been that way, apparently. He seems like he was that way in high school. Playing Stevie Ray Vaughan in fucking high school. That's not an old soul. I don't know what is.
I was playing in high school. GCD.
I was playing Free Fallin' at all the parties.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
That's why, like, you and I will probably like roll our eyes when we hear people play like, Free Fallin' is an example. Even though John Mayer's version is great and everything, but Free Fallin', Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh yeah.
When you're like in high school learning to play, that's all people fucking played. That's all they played. Oh my god. What was the other one you just mentioned?
Back in Black, AC/DC.
Oh my god. I remember, oh my god, I had somebody who would play nothing but the hard rock classics. And it's that, Enter Sandman and shit. And I'm like, come on, guys. It's fun. Like, but it's just when I go to open mics and I hear that, I'm like, oh, I guess this is my turn to go pee or something. Like, I can't good conscience sit there and listen to you play the songs.
Is this guy playing Smells Like Teen Spirit? Like, did he?
Oh my god!
Did he just start playing guitar today?
But nobody covers the fucking like the Third Eye Blind songs I want to hear, like God of Wine. Somebody cover that shit at a bar.
Or Motorcycle Drive-By.
Yeah, those songs are amazing.
Right?
I was messaging somebody on Twitter who totally shat on Third Eye Blind because what they're doing in their next tour is playing just the first album.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah,
I've been seeing
awesome.
those ads.
And somebody on Twitter was like, "Oh, I hope to play the one that's like do 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 and the jumping off the ledge song." Oh wait, those songs are terrible. And I was like, "Yeah, but Motorcycle Drive-By and God of Wine though, like,
right?
Those songs are goddamn amazing." Yes, I said it about Third Eye Blind. Go listen to those songs if you don't know what I'm talking about. Seriously,
dude, you don't have to tell me. I'm a Third Eye Blind fan. Yeah. I have the last album, so you don't have to convince me, man.
I mainly mean that for people that are just like, oh, the guys that go the do 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 do, and it's like, guys, there's so much more than that. Can you just pretend?
Those are the same people that like Nickelback, so we can just leave them alone.
We all just don't want to be a bird rock star. It's the worst Nickelback impression, I think,
Or the best.
Almost of all time.
Or the best.
Or the best. Maybe even better than Nickelback.
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
You mentioned number 6 is Why Georgia, right?
Yep.
That's close to my number 5, which is Why Georgia. Still a good song, dude. I think that's solid. I just heard it so much. I don't know about you.
Yeah, no, it's a solid song. Because the driving on the highway being like, oh damn, I'm just gonna keep driving.
Yeah, I love that, and the I mean, I guess you would call it imagery or whatever. He certainly paints a picture that I can definitely relate to as I fill my own apartment with like posters and shit, where he talks about renting a room and filling it with spaces,
Right.
filling the spaces with wooden places to make it feel like fun, make it feel like home, but all you feel is alone. Right in the feels, man. This guy, he just goes right for the kisser.
Oh, and I was gonna say, so like my 5 is City Love, just because of that same.
It's a groove, man.
Yeah, but just trying to fill, fill a void. I mean, with love and stuff like that, but.
And then maybe taking it too far, as he says in the lyrics, where he's like, "I knew I was through when I said I love you."
Yep.
It's like, oops, shit.
My stupid mouth.
Yeah, exactly. There's definitely a pattern here. Maybe there's not as much of a story being told in this album as there was in Battle Studies. Had an entire story that he was telling. Continuum had a little bit of one. I think Battle Studies was the one that has like most story-wise, like you can piece it together.
Right.
But this one does have, the songs have relation to each other. Like City Love, you can kind of relate back to the My Stupid Mouth stuff, and Love Song for No One even. And in My Stupid Mouth, he sings a line from, oh no, Your Body's Wonderland, he sings a line from My Stupid Mouth. Which
what?
Thought was weird. That was kind of weird, but he tied it back together somehow.
What was the lyric?
And there's a part where it's at the end, and he's like, he said, "I'm never speaking up again. I'll use my hands." And I'm like, that's so random. Like, to do a shout out to a song, I don't know, where a date goes wrong and she still wants to be with you. I find that to be unrealistic.
I'm not gonna say anything. We're just gonna do it. That's it.
It never goes down like that. Let's be real.
How awkward. Just be staring at each other.
Yeah, you just stared at it and you're like, so I'm gonna go. I got lots of stuff to do. You can give an excuse. I love Why Georgia in that feeling that he gives me when he sings about driving in the highway and the kind of morning that lasts all afternoon.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't make any sense, like, when you really try to think about it, but it makes. I mean, in my head, I'm like, I know exactly what he's talking about.
Dude,
it's like, dude, is this just gonna be 10 a.m. forever today? What's going on?
You are an adult. You have to work to pay bills and to keep your lifestyle up and to eat. But it seems like it lasts forever. It's like, why am I here?
Yeah, man, I think I have adult onset anxiety because I get those feelings at work where it's like 10 a.m. and the clock is going the slowest possible second by second it could. And I just feel trapped. Like, I feel trapped in the building. I feel trapped in my own body. I don't like it at all. And I'm like, I just want to get out of here because I have too many ideas in my head that I don't have enough time in my life to get to. It sucks. That's Why Georgia.
Dude, no. And then so that's
I just got really heavy for no reason.
That's a perfect segue into my number 4. Not Myself. Because suppose I said I'm on my best behavior, there are times I lose my worried mind.
Yeah.
Would you want me, when I'm not myself, wait it out till I'm someone else? Like, yeah. I mean, yeah, dude.
In the how he puts so much weight on the other party, like, suppose I said you're my saving grace, and he's just kind of like, suppose I said that. He just kind of leaves the ball in their court, and then the song ends. And
right.
I'm glad somebody had some appreciation for the song, because me and Gabe both went into our top, what do you want to call it, ranking songs, and we both had it near the bottom just because of the
really
maybe the simplistic nature of the song, even though we both love it. Like, Love Song for No One is a song that's at the bottom too, but I still loved hearing him play the acoustic version on Any Given Thursday. I thought that was a jam. And I think some of the lyrics are pretty good in that about sandbox and all that shit.
Right.
Yeah, I'm glad you like Not Myself, though, man. It is really pretty, especially that bridge. Even though the lyrics aren't that challenging at all.
No, it's not. I mean, but then, sometimes that just like leaves more room for the instrumentation to act as a storyteller too. So that was my reasoning.
Right. I guess your cat has an opinion on the song too.
Yeah, I don't know what she's doing.
I think she's upset 3 over 5 is still goddamn low on your list.
Or she's probably like, when are you going to get to Neon? Like, where's Neon in this ranking?
Oh man, where is Neon? What is your number? Where are we at now? I'm sorry.
Number 3 is My Stupid Mouth.
Oh, good. That's I think we're at least synchronized on one. My Stupid Mouth was an easy number 3 for me.
Right.
I've had too many real life scenarios where that goes down. And
Dude,
I have a podcast and I have a stupid mouth. It's crazy.
I was even gonna say, so in like real life situations, like I mean in not just a John Mayer ranking, I think My Stupid Mouth is still like up there with like, because I talk about it a lot in some of my music. I have a song called Paranormal that
song.
It's about me being completely awkward, like like not knowing how to tell people things, and so I totally can relate to this.
Love that song. Everybody go listen to Quincy Forte, SoundCloud, and all that shit. Are you on Reverb Nation too?
I am. And actually, I think that's Reverb Nation's the only place where Paranormal is actually exists right now. I haven't put it on an album. Yeah.
Dude, I don't know why people are doing this on Reverb Nation, but I'm like number 24 in local, and I don't know how that happened.
I don't get it either. I keep getting these ranking things.
Nobody's listening to my shit.
Maybe, dude? So maybe people are dropping off.
Maybe, yeah, because it's like as SoundCloud is a big deal now. They house podcasts there. I see people post new sounds all the time. There's a lot of joke tracks too. Like you can find Smash Mouth's All Star, where every note is a C note. And
that's awesome.
It's fucking crazy. It's as crazy as it sounds, and yes, it is true. It's all a C note. Somebody once told me it's fucking crazy. That wasn't a C note. Don't quiz me on that. But yeah, My Stupid Mouth. This is one of those songs where I read the lyrics before I heard the song, and I just remember repeating the line to myself: "I'd rather be a mystery than she desert me," over and over again, like trying to make sense of it, and of course, then you see the brilliance in that line. God damn it, I love that line so much. And the chorus, the melody of it is just beautiful and heartbreaking. It's just brilliant songwriting choices in this one.
Dude, no, and I totally agree. And so that's why, my top 3 was, I mean, with the exception of my number 1, like was super hard to put wherever. That's why I'm like, all right, this top 7, I'm just gonna
damn, dude, you like Back to You way more than anybody else I know.
Yep. Back to You is number 2.
Damn. I'm glad I got you on the show, man. Some diverse opinions here instead of just me and Gabe doing the same fucking list.
What's the other opinion on Back to You?
Oh, I just it just feels like one of the first songs he ever wrote. Structurally, lyrically, it's okay.
Really?
Yeah, I've just heard it so many times. It might have worn out its welcome. Maybe it has diminished returns. I don't know,
dude,
man. It's hard to put my finger on it, but I do like the solo a lot.
That boom ba doom boom 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 ba doom boom. That part is that's is what kills it. But then it's like
yeah.
But then I was gonna say, so like just the I'm so good at forgetting, and I quit at every game I play. I'm like, oh, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm like, when am I gonna finish something?
Yeah. Walk with your shadow. I'm sleeping in my bed. I like the should have smiled in that picture if it's the last thing I'll see of you. It's the least I could not do. That's so real. It's just too. I think that's the nature of this entire album. You could probably pinpoint at least one part out of every song where it's like, that's incredibly relatable. Or that's just really well... Like, even if I go back to Your Body's a Wonderland, I think the okay, yeah, you tell me where to go and know I might leave to find it. I'll never let your head hit the bed without my hand behind it. I just think that's a really well written line. I'm a little jealous, actually.
Right?
Even though that song in general is just like, I can't. Damn, baby, that song frustrates me. That's all I gotta say. More of the. All right. But I'm glad, man. I'm glad you got a totally different list here. So number 1 is Neon, right?
Dude, like, how can it not be?
Oof, that's a good question. I got it somewhere in the middle for my my list.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's nuts, right? This could be another case of overexposure, like Back to You, maybe. But man, those lyrics are incredible, incredibly visual, and he hasn't done that. He didn't do that until like. I was going to say Bold as Love, but I mean, this song is probably inspired by Bold as Love. A lot of the Sky Blue and Ruby Red and Diamond White and all that stuff. Man, it's great.
No. And I mean, just the chord structure too. I mean, I think it's just like a really amazingly written song. And the fact that it translates, right? So it translates over, just the acoustic version, and then also like full band. Like it just sound. It grows. It gets bigger.
This was the one where he closed Any Given Thursday with this song, and that proved that this is way more than a solo acoustic song. Like he can jam. That was like an 8-minute version of the song where they just turned it into like a jam band song, and every musician had a solo. Man, this song is it's a chameleon, man. They can turn that song into anything they want to. I know what you mean. It's a fucking great pick, actually. I'm kind of mad at myself for putting it so low. The storytelling in this is great. I love the storytelling in it, and I've had some scenarios myself where I've dealt with an actual person like that, where, I mean, they're the ones that are always having more fun than you and stuff.
Right.
And you can't help but, I don't know. You can't. There's just not. You find it impossible to let them go. But because he says it right there in the middle of the song, it's hard for me to take a stand because I would take her any way I can. It's kind of rapey, but that's fine. It's still a good line.
I would take her half asleep. No, I was kidding.
Exactly. It's fucked up, man.
It's bad. Yeah.
All right, Cosby, let's settle down here. Completely socially awkward. Quincy just shared the song to the Bigger Than My Podcast Facebook page. Definitely go check that out, everybody. Paranormal. Ooh, and John Mayer just posted a picture of his beautiful guitar, and I think he's in the studio still.
I mean, he has like 200 guitars.
Yeah. I can't even imagine what that's... His watch collection is probably as like high as his guitar collection.
Really?
That's what's crazy to me. He's a watch aficionado. Like you can watch. Have you seen Where the Light Is? The DVD for it?
No. I think we went over this. The only DVD that I've ever seen is your Any Given Thursday that I still have.
My specific Any Given Thursday. That's why. That's how I get you on here. I just blackmail you. You either give me back the DVD or come on my podcast.
I'm actually too big for this podcast. I shouldn't even be on here.
I get it. Bigger than this podcast. Someday you'll fly. I still love that song so much. Memories. I guess that's the whole point of the show, though. But I was gonna say, like, there's a part in Where the Light Is where he goes backstage to changes to his suit for John Mayer Trio. They all wear suits, just like the Beatles, pretty much. And
right.
And he's picking out watches out of like a freaking like briefcase full of, I don't know, 40 watches or some shit. It's crazy. The things people spend their money on. Whatever, that's fine. I'm not going to criticize. Whatever. I shouldn't do that because then I'll never have any chance of getting John Mayer on the show if that's the ultimate goal, right? I mean,
dude, if I had his money, I would have a whatever guitar from 1950 original Stratocasters, Les Pauls. Dude, I'd be like him.
Yeah, I would 100%. I'd waste so much money. It's not even funny. That rhymed, but it wasn't intentional. I assure everybody.
It wasn't punny either.
Ha ha! So thanks for checking out our podcast, everybody. I think that's it, right? Did you have more to say on any of the songs, or?
No, man, I'm good.
Cool.
It's been a good conversation. I can't
Yeah, it
wait
has.
to actually now I need to go back and listen to you and Gabe's rankings and the reasoning.
Oh, ours are so similar. Like our number, like 9 through 13, are pretty much interchangeable, except for Your Body's Wonderland. That's always going to be last.
I
But
can't wait
everything
to
else
find
is-
somebody who thinks it's like number one. Like,
Legitimately, that's the number one song from this album. That's the main takeaway from whatever. It resonates with me on a deep level because I remember fucking this girl. No, it's
I was totally being cheesy.
I'm gonna hit shuffle on the John Mayer playlist of mine.
Oh,
And
come
we're
on,
gonna do
please.
we're gonna do
Please, heavier things.
a song of the episode, I guess you could call it. Oh, it's a song you haven't really listened to. Have you heard this one?
No. Where's that from? Battle Studies?
That's Born and Raised.
Okay. That's the country album?
Kind of, pretty much.
Never gonna listen.
Man, that's such a bummer. That is one of his best. It's definitely his best album. Well, not definitely his best. One of his best albums. Like it's up there for like 2 or 3 for me.
Really?
But I rank his albums differently every freaking day. It's crazy. But this song is. If you heard this one, it starts country and then it goes full Coldplay. It goes full Fix You mode.
Wait, okay. I was gonna say like Coldplay, like dance Coldplay.
No,
or
it's got that a very emotional punch in it. Where
like
the band-
Scientist.
Ki-
Rush of
well,
Blood
that
to the
one's
Head.
It's kind of piano all the way through, right? But like
Yeah.
Fix You has that build, and this song has a build too. And the affected guitar comes in with distortion and reverb out the ass. It's beautiful. The lyrics are pretty good. It's about finding love. In the right places, but maybe at the wrong time.
And saying something awkward and messing it up.
Maybe less of that.
I'm seeing a theme. No.
It's kind of got like a City Love, lyrically speaking. It's got that City Love vibe where like you overcommit almost too soon.
Right.
But at the same time, you're not willing to really back down. Like City Love was kind of like there's a more hesitant tone to City Love, and than in this song.
Interesting.
It's a good song, dude. I mean, I know it sounds like really slow and sleepy.
I mean, it's
got a great
perfectly
build to it,
fitting.
though.
It's almost 11 o'clock.
You what?
I said it's perfectly fitting. It's almost 11 o'clock.
It is. So, I mean, just listen to that right before. Well, it'll probably put you to sleep at that hour.
I'm just gonna start snoring. And,
Well, I guess that's it. Quincy passed out. It's the first time it's ever happened on the podcast. I guess passed out. So everybody stay tuned because we're gonna have some cool shit going on. I don't know what yet. What I have planned next. I'm trying to get somebody on here to talk about Paradise Valley. It's tough to find somebody that's enthused about that album. I feel like that episode would be like 30 minutes long. Not that it's a bad album. It's just some of the songs are way too fucking short to even get into.
You just have me back when we start criticizing album covers.
Okay. That's the one where he's got his cowboy hat on with the dog.
Yes.
That's your favorite, I assume.
I'll be back.
You'll be back. Talk about that. This
the
is
album
the
cover
album
episodes.
cover episode. You can tell we're running out of shit to talk about whenever we do an album cover episode.
Well, no, I feel very strongly about the art that he's been putting out for this one. So,
Oh
yeah.
my god, I can imagine. Even on the forums that I follow and all the groups, they're just kind of like, yeah, that cover, man. I love John Mayer and all, but yikes. And at the same time, all of his pictures for his tour, the Search for Everything tour, great pictures. I'm like, why couldn't that have been the fucking album cover? Like, they're still of himself, but they just look natural, you know?
Disheveled Da Vinci pictures.
Battle Studies, very... I know you when I posted the Battle Studies one.
The Abercrombie?
Yeah, you were like, what is it, 80s Abercrombie shit, yeah. Oh my god. Whatever, I don't mind that. I look past it. Of course I do. Forever.
I mean, says the guy who rocked 2 polos with pop collars.
Did I do that? Oh, you talking about John Mayer?
No, I'm talking about you.
Did I do that?
I'm pretty sure you did. You were pop collar Widman in Plano.
I don't remember doing that, and I apologize to anybody that was at any venue where I did that. Oh my God, the things we did in our youth. Anyway, so everybody, you can check me out on Twitter at Jeff Widdy, Widdy, and like I said, you can find us on Google Play, iTunes, SoundCloud, Facebook. Please go find us on Facebook, like us on Twitter. It's just me, but you can hit Quincy up on Twitter too, right? You're on Twitter and Instagram.
Oh man, if you just Google Quincy Forte, Quincy Forte music, because there's this other jerk out there who's a really good football player.
Fuckface.
And he has all my Google search engine rankings.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody should go listen to... I have music out there too. Jeffrey Michael Widman. That's Widman. And Quincy, you got music out there too under Quincy Forte.
Yeah, QuincyForteMusic.com.
And your music is... man, I wish it were shit that's like half as funky as that. I just jam... It's just feel good. Whenever I smoke cigarettes, it was just feel good smoking cigarettes music. Like, just jamming out to this. Yeah.
Dude, we need to get you on stage for, like, because I have 3-hour sets that I'm playing, man. Like, so do a song share or something.
Yeah, we should. Oh my God. Because we did that for House of Blues, right?
Yeah.
Or at least I think we played mostly like your stuff, and I played like one song or something like that because it was only like an hour. I don't remember. It was short. I think it was anyway.
Yeah, no, but I'm totally down to do a song share.
Yeah, that'd be.
I'm trying to highlight my stuff and any of my friends who have music that I respect.
So everybody, stay tuned for our gigs, I guess.
Yeah.
I haven't played in years, man. And with my guitar, like at all. I don't know if it's just a self-esteem issue or just a lack of confidence in my own material. I need to get the hell over it, though. That's for sure. I would hate to go back out there and keep playing Better on Paper, which for those that don't know is like the first song I ever wrote when I was like 16 years old.
Dude,
I would hate to be the guy that's still playing it 15 years later. I just don't.
Isn't that the intro to this? There Is No Podcast?
Yeah, it's the intro to my other podcast. There Is No Podcast.
Dude, that song is classic.
Whatever. It's all right. I'm so tired of it. All right, whatever. That's fine. Thank you. But oh boy! So I guess now that we're over our shameless self-promotion, thanks for listening, everybody, and we hope that you had as good a time as we did talking about it, like listening to it and everything. I structured that sentence really weirdly, but stick with me.
Socially awkward. Socially awkward.
My stupid mouth got me in trouble. I'm just gonna play with chess with the salt and pepper shaker really quick. So next week I'm gonna try really freaking hard to get somebody on here for Paradise Valley. I promise everybody, because people have asked, like, where is Paradise Valley? And it's like,
where it
is that
should
the best? I don't understand why people want this album so much.
It's where it should be, not talked about.
There's still like good songs in there for sure. I wouldn't say that it would be like the episode where we just trash John Mayer.
But it could be.
But it could. I don't know. It could. Who knows? I'm gonna try and get somebody on it. I know JD's open to me assigning him homework, even though like any other normal person would be like, "Fuck that! I don't have time for that shit." Like me, I don't have time for that shit.
You should legit like a solo episode with him wearing a poncho.
What?
Like the
and nobody can
little like the Mexican poncho.
Oh, take a picture of him with a dog or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's got a dumb hat on.
Yeah.
I feel like whenever I get certain people on here, I trash John more. And I don't mean to. He's still one of my... It's weird to call somebody an idol, but he's still one of my idols in many regards. Not all, but many. So just know that, super fans that listen to this and go, these guys fucking hate John Mayer.
No, I love him too, man. Like guitar wise, like he's like family. Like if you can't poke fun at your family, like who can you make fun of?
Yeah, exactly. Like if he were on the show, I probably wouldn't say half of the shit, but I feel like he'd be good natured about it. He would be self deprecating like he always is.
I would say it.
He'd probably be the first person to say it. At least just based on interviews I watched. Or because I'm nobody, he'd be like, fuck you, man.
Let's see you play some BB King. Have you played with BB King?
Oh, man, I can't play shit. If he was like, yeah, man, let's jam over Skype, even though there's a delay and we wouldn't be able to do it. If he did that, I would be like, dude, I can't play shit. I'll just play G and you riff. I can't do any of this. I'm not going to embarrass myself. All right, man. So, everybody, we really appreciate you listening. I swear, this is like the third time we've tried to end it. So I'm gonna play us out. I'm gonna play. What was your favorite song? Your favorite song again was Neon. So I'm gonna play out Neon to close the show. So see you guys later. See you guys next week, hopefully.
Later.
With Paradise South. See ya.
I can't be her angel now. You know it's not my place to hold her down. And it's hard for me to take a stand.